A few months ago, I made a huge decision of my life. Instead of going on a normal Chinese education path, I come from China, I came to Germany, which I am right now, to explore schools all by myself. And one of that school is Salem. The whole name is called actually like Schule Schloss Salem. And now I guess I'll give a very short introduction about this school. Schule Schloss Salem, with up to 600 students from 46 different nations. It is Germany's largest boarding school from grade 5 all the way to grade 12. And it is in the former Imperial Abbey of Salem and not far away from Lake Constance. Founded in 1920 by Kurt Hen and Prince Max von Baden. And in fact, before it had really became a school, Salem was actually a historic monastery and castle complex. It was actually founded in the year 1134, which means the set is almost 900 years old. For centuries, it was one of the most important monastery in southern Germany. Then, in 1920, it was transferred into Schule Schloss Salem, which it is nowadays. And the school Salem not only emphasizes excellent schooling, but is committed to a holistic educational concept that places education for responsibility and the formation of the individual personality at the center of its work. And I just visited like a few days ago. And it's pretty surprising where I want to share with you guys because we all know that this is a pretty nice school, but this isn't expected. I mean, I was imagining it seems like very good environment or stuff like that. Well, it does have good environment, but it's not just that. So this time I will show you guys all the details that I've gone through, and it's pretty exciting actually. So first, a few months ago, like I said, I already decided that I want to go to Germany. And I discovered about its website, can try to connect to the admissions team, and then the result was very surprising. This is why I always tell you guys to try things because the results might surprise you. And the result really surprised me because they say that, oh, Jerry, we're very impressed and we would love to meet you in Salem in person. And I was like, really? Bro, I'm like so thrilled, absolutely thrilled and excited to come. And yeah, and they confirmed the time with me. They say that, sure, you can come. And I was like just so excited. A few days ago, like this Monday, I just went there. So I'm gonna tell you the full routine. So at first, I went to the admissions office, and then I talked to the person that I contact with on email for the past few months. Her name is Miss Bent. She is like the admission for international students and the English class and the national class because there's English class and German class. And Miss Bent, she's a very nice person. We are like talking about a lot of things, discussing them together, and it's very much fun. I'm very chatty. Yeah, I love to talk. And she had a very nice conversation with me and my mom because my mom doesn't really speak English or German. So, and the whole process, she is actually using a translator. And for some key informations, I am translating for her. She just asked me some questions about me and like about why do we choose Salem, why do I choose Salem, and also she introduced to me some curriculum, their learning system, their timetable, stuff like that to me. And yeah, it's actually like pretty impressive, I guess. Yeah, it's like very, very different from our normal thinking. What's our normal thinking? Like 45 minutes of class for each period or maximum 1 hour of class. But Salem is very different. Every class is 90 minutes, like 1.5 hour, 1.5 hour long, which might seem pretty long. You might say, oh, long class isn't a good thing, I'll be tired. But the thing is, long class makes you focus more. I mean, 45 minutes a rest, 45 minutes a stop. Do you think it's really like suitable for your mind? Because it's not. It will make you like less focused. You are less willing to pay attention to stuff for a long term time. And yeah, 1.5 hour is a suitable time. And the thing is, you might think it's very tired to have a bunch of 90-minute class, but you might find out that their timetable is actually very interesting. It's like this. So there's a morning run every morning 7 a.m. about, yeah, there's a morning run every single day, which is good because I think that this morning run doesn't really mean that you have to get strong. You have to really get strong. You run every day so you'll be so strong. But this is more about having a sports habit. Sports isn't about you must have so many muscles, you must be professional athletes. It's about a habit. Sports habits is very important. And then they have class 1.5 hour per time, and then between each class they have a 30 minutes break. 30 minutes break for every single class. It's like a law. I mean, for Chinese schools it's definitely a law comparing these two educations. And I think it's a good way where you focus for more time and you rest for more time till you get to focus in the next period. This makes sense, right? Yeah, it makes sense, bro. And yeah, and throughout this visit, I guess the person who had the most conversation with me is definitely like Miss Benz. She's very nice and she's a very beautiful lady too. And after these some simple talks, I went with a with another teacher from the school, and she is teacher like for the girls dormitory, and I like her a lot, and so is my mom. My mom really loves her. She's called Miss Schreber, right? Schreber, and she's like the one that in charge of the girls dormitory, and throughout the talk, I can really feel that she knows China very well. The education system and people in China, Chinese people, very well. She said I'm pretty special. So she told me. That's funny. And yeah, I think I am a person that can talk to any people very well at any time. And she took us a whole tower around the school. And this tower isn't like a normal tower. Maybe in your mind you think that okay, uh, some tower might be like this. Okay, this is the dorm, this is swimming pool, this is where you have class, this is just talking about where it is and just introducing to you in that way. But instead of that, she used it like it was a story, like a story. She made a story. Well, this school actually already has a very long history, so making a story actually is a very suitable thing to really introduce the school well. And a story just makes it more interesting and me more willing to listen to it, and it's a very interesting story. It's like having a lot of history. It's not just a school before, it's a castle. Kloster in German. And it's very fun. Like, I mean, it really does have a long history. You can just see on the outer part and the inside part. And even one dormitory in the girls' dormitory, there's like a oven there in their dorm, one of them, and I look see it. It's like a very old oven, like the one that you bake thing with. Yeah, well, it doesn't work anymore or create heat, but it's just a very nice thing to put there. You can put thing inside, and it's like very huge oven. Yeah, it's kind of amazing to have many historical things because then you can like reach history very easily. Because when you think like most of the European country, I guess their thing are like all very very old houses and stuff, not just Germany. But for Chinese kids and in China, it's kind of like a bit hard to really reach for history, and most of the things are like very new. New is not a bad thing, but it's just pretty hard to get the real history. Yeah. Okay, where was I? Okay, about our school tower teacher, and I can understand through our conversation that she knows China so well, and I can feel that she really have passion with her job because she told it like a story. I through her words, through her eyes, through her emotions, and her way of speaking, her body language, all things like that. I can feel like that she really has passion. She loves this job, and in fact, she's already worked there for over 10 years. 10 years. That's a long time. And yeah, not just passionate about this job. I feel like that she's passionate about all the kids too. Seems like that she knows every single kid so well. And this is a thing that is very important. And yeah, this school, Schule Schloss Salem, is a school that cares so much, not just academically, but mentally. Mental health is like so important because here, like students are from all around the world, and sometimes they might feel homesick, and it's important to have a mental teacher that helps provide, you know, provide solace, provide warmth, and yeah, just someone that can talk to you. There's so much I can talk about this school. Like it's really amazing. It's a boarding school. Like I guess every student is like a boarding student here, and boarding school doesn't really means that. My home is so far away, so I live in school, so it's easier. Boarding school more often means that you have to live in a community. It's a whole community where you have to live in. So in a school, when you live in school, you don't just go home and throw away your backpacks and say to your mom or daddy that you're letting them do all the things or stuff like that, because that happens a lot in many Chinese families. But in boarding school, you have to manage your own time, take responsible for your actions, live in a community, take care of other, or yeah, be like a whole family, like we always says. And yeah, they have to like wash their own clothes, there's washing machines and stuff like that. And right, these simple chores are like very important for them too. Yeah, living in a community. This is also one of the key reason why I choose to like visit Salem. I love it. And after the school whole tower, yeah, it actually takes us a lot of time to do a whole tower. It's kind of like big. The school is pretty big. There's a church inside. I'm not sure it's a Baptist or a Catholic. I think it's a Catholic. Yeah, most of the church in Germany is Catholic, right? Not sure. Jesus Christ. um. Also, okay, there's more I want to tell you about the school tower. So the founder of this school is called Kurt Han, and he is just a so important like person, kind of like in this whole system. And he always, and although I mean he's definitely like already dead, but his thinking is still here, and all the students there remembers his thinking. And also the tower teacher, Miss Rabin, she also tells me about how the history of it was and the history of the school, because yeah, like I said, this isn't like always a school. It has been a school for like 100 years, 105 years. And before it was a school, it was a castle. A castle. Like real people living there. Not a fake castle, a real one. And Kurtan made it a school. If you're curious about it, you can go search by yourself. Okay, we're going a little bit like out of time, so let's skip the other very details about the school tower. And after the school tower, actually came back to the admissions office and had a placement test, I should say, kind of like a test to test your. It's not really a test. It was like for mathematics and English. Lucky me, there's no German. My German isn't so good right now, but I've learned German for by myself for like 2 months. Received A2. I'm now learning the B1 course, so it's like A2 plus, I guess. Well, there's no German. It's like English and math. This test isn't really about see if you get a high grade, you will go to Salem, or if you get a low grade, goodbye. No, it's just to see your level or what you need to work on, or your current school and Salem. What are they like? And my math grade was pretty good. Well, my English, bro, my English is I mean, it's not like I can say bad, but a bit of lower than expected. Which is, and the placement has in total like 2.5 hours. Right. Afterwards, we have the lunch. Yeah. With students all around. And this is where I really get to not just meet the teacher there, but the real students who really lives there, learns there, and be there. And I met a very, very nice and cool friend, and her name is Maya. She's actually from Taiwan. And she can speak Chinese, but of course we didn't speak in Chinese. Like, the whole school definitely used English or some German, because there's like lots of kids from other countries. And yeah, I just sit with her from lunch, and she also introduced some of the manners and rules, because the thing is about lunch here isn't just about it's like food, but also like some manners and even like kind of like ceremony or something, and their tradition. So someone will ring the bell during during when you're eating, and then you have to be like quiet for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I'm not really sure. I think it's 3 minutes. You have to be like quiet for 3 minutes. That's when you like reflect and do something like that. And it's like absolutely silent. You can only hear the sound maybe of the fork and the knife. Yeah, they use fork and knife. I did it. Yeah, and I also learned a lot of manners that I don't really know before. For example, like when you finish, you have to put your fork and knife in a position like, okay, I don't know how to explain it to you. Uh, it's like this. Okay, kind of like that. And yeah, I love. And the thing they eat, of course, there's not much like how complicated Chinese food is. It's very easy, but very healthy at the same time. I know they are all like bio. They are very healthy at the same times. And what I especially like is after desserts, the after meal dessert. And there's like different kinds of desserts, sometimes fruit, sometimes yogurt. And that time, lucky me, it's ice cream. I love ice cream, bro. Yeah, ice cream. And right after this lunch with the students, the students, they are just so friendly. I expect them to be pretty nice, but they're just very nice. They're like very nice and friendly. They talk very confidently and were being very nice to me. They will sit with me and they introduced a lot of things about Salem to me, told me how great the school is, and also some details that some teachers might not tell, like the student side of the school. And I believe the feedback is all like very positive actually, right? And afterwards, Maya showed me some dormitories around this in the girls' dormitory, and also she showed me that her room, and there's like a kitchen and a living room, which is kind of feels like home. If I really go to school there, I don't really think I will feel homesick. It's so nice. And right. And after those simple talks and a little more power, I just go back to the admissions office too. Again, to the admissions office now is like our final meeting. Final meeting, we just discuss about more questions. Discuss about more questions if we have questions for them, and if they have questions for us, we just like a final meeting. It's pretty fun, and yeah, I didn't feel like it's exhausting at all. I enjoyed it a lot. Usually, when I talk so much, I'll get very exhausted. But that time, I didn't really feel exhausted because I guess I'm just so excited. Because at first, like I was so excited, so I get so hot and I just put my clothes off. Okay, I filmed for like 20 minutes, and that's like way too much. And I'm very sleepy right now. It's 10:30 in the night, so definitely like good night. And right, I really love this school. Well, I'm not yet sure about I'm really like going there or not, but wait for my results. And if you have further question about this school, well, I think I know it well enough right now, although I haven't really have school there, but some basic questions about it, and I guess I can answer it. Right. Goodbye, guys. Good night.